and welcome back to this week's episode of the History Diaries. I'm Katie Kennedy, and today we have a very exciting guest on today. It's the first ever historian we've got on the podcast. Not only that, it's the first ever historian with pink eye, as he texted me this morning. It's Dan Jones. Yay!
Well,
how are you? How's your pink eye? Would you like to show the camera?
it's this one.
Oh, bless you.
No one likes getting pink eye.
I don't think I've had it, you know.
You've never had pink eye?
When it was October, because it was just before Halloween, I got an infection in my eye and I don't know what it was, but it was like a swelling on the top of my eye and my eye went really small and it looked horrendous.
Does it go pink?
It went a little bit
Yeah, you had pink eye.
No, I didn't. I actually didn't.
Do you think pink eye is like disgusting?
I think it is gross, but no, it was like a proper swelling. Like
Does it go crusty?
No, because I went to the doctors so many times and they were like, it's fine, it's just a sty. And I was like, it's not a sty because I can't feel the bumpy bit.
Oh.
So I didn't know what it was. And then it was just before Halloween and I was going to dress up because we were all going to go as Scooby-Doo characters and I was going to be Velma.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't go in the end because I had this like swelling on my eye and I was mortified. And then my friends were like, why don't you go as a pirate? And I was like, well, no, because we're going as Scooby-Doo.
You should have gone as like the baddie in Scooby-Doo, like the ghost or whatever, because then you could have covered up your pink eye. That it wasn't pink eye.
Yeah, I know, but I was feeling vulnerable, so I just skipped that Halloween this year.
Do you know how I got my pink eye?
No.
So how did you get pink eye, Dan?
Okay. So, Dan, how did you get pink eye?
Thought you'd never ask. Ploughing.
What?
Yeah.
Would you like to expand on that?
No,
Because that could mean many things.
Is that... Oh.
What do you mean?
What, is it like some
What do you
Gen Z?
mean?
I'm about to tell you what I mean, but it feels like you think I mean something that I don't know what. Anyway, I was once a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
My dad
Mm-hmm.
had, all year round, my dad has an allotment,
All right.
a vegetable patch.
Mm-hmm.
And the soil where he lives is quite heavy, a lot of clay in the soil.
Okay.
So if you're going to plant vegetables in this and you want them to grow like super good,
Super good. Yeah.
you need to dig that. So you get a machine, it's a mechanical plough called a rotavator. And
Yeah, I don't know any of this because I'm below the age of 35. Carry on.
Did you grow up in the country?
Sort of, like County
Sort.
Durham, like there's
You could-
fields and
You
stuff.
could see a field,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't be ploughing it.
Well, no, because I'm not a farmer.
Well, I'm not a farmer, but I know how to plough a vegetable patch. Anyway, I went up to plough my dad's vegetable patch, and that is not a euphemism. And so we got the big rotavator, big diesel engine, but this was yesterday, possibly 2 days ago.
It's a fresh pink eye.
Fresh pink eye. It was so dusty. Like the surface of the soil was dusty, and I kicked up so much dust, and it just I think it might have scratched the surface of my eye. I woke up the next day with pink eye.
That's really harrowing.
Is
Thank
that
you so much for sharing
hold on?
that.
Was that a really clever agricultural joke?
Oh, was it?
Harrowing.
Harrowing? Oh, that was
You're
just
not
me
a
being
farmer.
soft.
You're not a farmer at all. But I'm telling you this for historical reasons. We're not just. This isn't a
What's the historical reason?
This isn't the medical diaries with Katie Kennedy. The historical reason is I felt really medieval when I was ploughing away, as it were.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I mean,
What, you were like a medieval peasant in the fields, like
Right.
plowing. Right, okay, I get you now. You should have started with that.
okay. How about this? Do you know when I felt really like a medieval peasant in the
Yeah.
fields, Katie? Yesterday, I got pink eye ploughing my dad's allotment. There's no like good order for that story.
I think that's brilliant. Oh, thank you.
Is that the end of the podcast?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, we're going to be talking about medieval jobs
Ploughing.
in a bit.
Right,
But
good.
medieval ploughing in a bit. I mean, we can talk about it now if you want.
You're the host.
I am the host.
I'm just a
Okay.
difficult guest.
Yeah. No.
This is what happens when you have a historian on.
I know this is the first historian. Now I feel like, oh God. But it's nice because I can just let you talk and just say some facts and I can just sit back. You know?
This is like two historians getting into the weeds of the past, right?
You're like a proper historian though.
So
like
are you.
Proper one. Okay, thank you.
You're at Oxford.
No, that's actually true. That's so true.
I'm not. I live in Staines. It's a disgrace.
You went to Cambridge though. You
I did.
okay.
Last century I went to Cambridge, yeah.
That's crazy. So how, like, tell the audience, like, how did you get into wanting to be a historian?
I only realised quite recently that that's what the rest of my life was probably going to hold.
How many books have you released though? Like a lot?
17.
Okay.
No, I mean, being slightly facetious, but I liked history at school. I had a great
Mhm.
history teacher.
Yeah.
And then, so I read history at university. And then I thought I'd specialise in medieval legal history.
Niche.
Super niche.
Why?
And so I thought I'll go and be a lawyer. And then I got the papers for law school.
Oh, is that why you wanted to do legal history? Because you wanted to be a lawyer?
No, I did legal history just because I sort of like found it quite interesting. There's some good. You did medieval society and it was crime. Everyone likes crime. Look around the podcast market.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I get scared though.
By crime.
No, I mean in
Everyone's scared
general.
of- well,
Yeah.
that's
No, but
natural.
like if you're watching, like, you know how everyone likes to watch like true crime podcasts and like Netflix stuff as
Yeah.
well. I think it just gets in my head a little bit, so I just
Oh.
get shit scared by it.
Well,
Yeah, I like the history crime because I'm like, well, that was in the past, but like,
well, it's funny, isn't it? Because I don't have the stats to hand, but I feel confident in discussing the trend that we live at a historically low crime era, right? Certainly in terms of violent crime and murder.
Yeah.
And we're in the UK. Your chances of being violently murdered in the UK are historically low, right?
yeah, I can
And
see
yet
it.
we're completely obsessed with stories about people being violently murdered. And maybe there's a sort of inverse relationship between those two things. Or maybe it's the sort of salaciousness that because it's rare, you're kind of interested in it. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of true crime
No,
anymore.
I don't. I'd rather
Because
watch
you're
something
scared.
like
You're
happy.
scared.
Well, yeah, because I'm scared, and I'd rather watch some like period drama or something. Like if you watched The Bennett Sister recently, that was so good.
Was it?
It was amazing. But again, like there's no murder in that, so I thought that was really good because it was
But
just about Jane Austen
Do
and
you?
stuff.
So you don't dig like? Have you ever had like a Ripper era?
Nah, no. I mean, I've enjoyed researching it for videos and stuff because I'm like, oh, that's so. Can you say interesting? Like, can you say that? Because obviously it's quite morbid. It's interesting.
You're allowed
but-
to be interested in things. It doesn't
Okay.
mean like you're for them.
So true. Okay. Yeah. No, I think a little bit. But then what else am I interested? Like the Georgian era and like the fashion and the shagging and like the affair. Like I prefer like all of that stuff rather than the like. Anyway,
Yeah.
So medieval.
Well,
law
I was
history,
sort of I got into like medieval law, society, crime, criminology. I mean, criminology is not a discipline in the Middle Ages, obviously, but you have to be able to understand legal systems to understand medieval politics. So I got into it that way and ended, that's what I specialised in. And there was 6 of us did that in the whole university. And so I'm guessing, but like 5 of them are probably lawyers now. But as I say, I got the forms for law school and I was like, bro, that is a lot of paperwork.
Not for me.
I'm checking right out. So, I mean, somewhat long story short, I did a journalism. I started doing a lot of journalism, and journalism and history are quite natural bedfellows in a way, I think. It's both just being nosy about other people's lives. It's just in one
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
alive and one they're dead.
Well, yeah, no, I used to do journalism as well, and I felt like it just wasn't for me. I liked, again, like going into different people's lives, but I prefer this because I feel like there's so many like different stories you can go into in history.
Well, I mean, it's
stuff.
the sum total of all human deed and achievement. Like, if you can make history boring, you've really fucked up, haven't you?
Fucked up. So, is historian like the main job you've had? Have you had any like part-time jobs at uni or?
First job,
Yeah,
I grew up in the country. We've established that.
pink eye.
Pink eye.
Yeah.
No, my first job wasn't getting pink eye. It wasn't like medical testing, although I have had a job doing medical testing, but I'll come on to that. First job was I worked on a farm killing turkeys.
Shut up, you lying.
Christmas time.
You lying. No.
Swear down.
What? What made you want to do that? Was that a part-time job you were 16?
Katie, I didn't go in the job centre and was like, I'm into, what have you got that's bloody and like, I'll be covered in shit and feathers. Anything? No, I lived in a little village and there was a butcher who was the farmer. And
No, but could you not have done like a paper round or something like?
I did,
why
oh,
not?
sorry,
Oh, so okay.
my bad. I had a paper round.
Also, you did do that. Okay.
I think I got paid about £3 for the paper round, which got you got the coins in a little brown envelope.
Did that go far back then, or?
Oh yes, oh yes, you could have a visit to the pictures and a bag of chips afterwards. No, £3 then. Like I tell you what, you could buy for £3. You could go across the road to the pub, and for £2.50 you could buy 16 Marlboro Lights. You
Okay.
could buy a deck of fags when you're 13 years old. It will keep you busy for an afternoon in the country. So, but to supplement my my second job, the farmer in the village was a butcher. And so in the summer, you do like hay baling. So I'd drive the tractor around and throw bales around. And in the spring, it was lambing. And then in the autumn into winter, he'd buy like 2,500 turkey chicks. And look really horrified.
No, because I know that they're going to get killed.
Oh, sorry, yes, spoiler. Spoiler, Christmas. And
Yeah.
so you'd have to rear the turkey chicks, and then on the first Sunday in Advent, because the religious calendar still meant something then, we'd start killing them. And you'd kill the big ones first, because they'd go out to like pubs and restaurants for like
You have to like
large... You cut their throats.
strangle. Oh, do you not strangle them type of thing?
No, you cut their throats.
Oh.
You sort of, they go up in a funnel, and their neck comes out, and you pull their neck, and you cut their throat with a sharp knife. And then, so that was like, I suppose I was 12 or 13 when I started doing that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, you know, like genuinely, no, so this is all completely true. But I think now, so my eldest kid is 17, so I've got teenagers, and they find it astonishing that somebody their age could have done a job like that. But I'm only being slightly facetious. It was another century. It was the end. I think my childhood was closer, genuinely, to my parents who grew up in the 50s and 60s, even with all the technological differences that historically came at the end of the 20th century. My childhood was probably closer to my parents than it is to my children who've grown up with like smartphones and.
And then you went straight to historian. That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
No, I worked in Pret-a-Manger, made sandwiches.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and then I went to historian.
Wow.
No, I had other like crappy jobs. Worked in a call centre for a bit.
Yeah.
Selling ad space in a magazine about. I didn't know then what it was. I don't know now. I was selling something to do with microarrays, DNA. I was ringing up scientists and going, "Yeah, hi, Dr. Smith or whatever. Just wondering how your advertising for your DNA microarray systems are going." And they'd say one thing that was technical and assumed some knowledge of what they did, and I'd just be,
Like,
I've got no
cool.
clue. Everyone in the office smoked massive amounts of weed, were totally stoned the whole time. So I decided that wasn't for me. Then I became a historian.
At least you've had like a varied career though. Like I swear to God, I think I worked in like 8 different places throughout uni.
What did you do?
Millions of stuff. So I did medieval banquets at a castle.
Whoa,
So that was good.
whoa,
I did that when I was 16.
What did you do at these medieval banquets?
Well, obviously serve the food, but
Well,
you
you're-
have to be
I don't
dressed
know.
up and stuff. You do the banquet, then you go on stage and do a little like thing. Oh, I did the whole
A little like
shebang.
thing.
Did like a whole dance and like you'd
dance.
sing like in what's like a medieval, you'd sing like Green Sleeves or something, and then you'd go back down, then you'd serve the chicken course. It was actually insane. So I did that, and I think I must have got like £30 a night.
Yeah.
I was about 16, so I liked that. Before that, my mum used to have this coffee shop in Durham, but she sacked us because I was really shit at the job and I was late all the time. So she sacked us, and I was like 14, and I was like really pissed off about
Difficult working for your mum, though, surely. Not your mum. It's not like a dig at your mum. Sure, she's a nice
that.
lady.
No, I was just shit at the job. Like it wasn't even a big coffee shop, and she'd go, "Katie, what did that table order?" And I was like, "I don't know." She's like, "Katie, you just took
Hold
the
on,
order."
hold on.
And then I'd want to go on my break.
So
all the
so
time.
you were a shit stroppy waitress at 14
Yeah.
and got fired
And
for
then I got sacked
insubordination.
because she was like, "Kate, if you're not out the house by 9:30, we're going and you're going to be sacked." And I was like, "Yeah, ma'am, it's fine, whatever." And then she left without us. And then I went to the shop, like she drove away. And then I got to the shop like half an hour later, and she's like, "Kate, you're not coming back. Like I'm sick of you being late all the time." And then she sacked us. But then I think I was banned for 6 weeks, and then I went back again.
See,
I
for
was
me,
shit
this
at
isn't
that.
really a story about your ability as a waitress. It's about your dysfunctional relationship with your mother. If I sit there and
good
you
now.
lie here, we can have like a Freudian podcast. It'd be like the Bella Freud podcast.
So that was bad. And then I had a job at a garage as
Hold
well.
on, before you do
Oh,
that,
so many jobs.
but I just want to get.
Thank you.
So it went
Uh-huh.
coffee shop,
Coffee shop,
medieval
banquets. Then I did.
then the garage.
No, I had a few jobs
Were you a
before
mechanic?
that. No, like a BP garage.
Petrol station.
Petrol
Gas
station. But before that, I worked at Morrison's. Then I met Jordan, who won Big Brother, because we were on the same shift at the bakery.
Yeah.
So that was nice. And then I went up in the world because I got a job at the M&S BP garage.
Oh,
so
cool.
my uniform was really nice. And then I didn't like that because they wouldn't let us have Christmas Day off. So I quit that. Then I worked at an Italian. Then I worked at Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Then I worked at a burger place. And then I worked at the cinema. I worked at the Odeon and I actually loved that job.
Were you on the popcorn or the tickets?
It depended every single shift.
Oh, you were an all-court player, baby.
Doing everything.
Did you get free tickets for the films?
You get 12 free tickets every 3 months, and then you get 30% off food and drink. It was something like that.
It's not bad.
I took it. I was like, this is amazing. But it was when one of the Minions films was out, or Avatar or something, and some of the kids would be sick in the nachos.
Sorry.
And then just
What?
leave it, and then you'd have to clean it up. Because you know when like kids have so many sweets and they're like high on like E numbers and stuff.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
Just vomit.
Just like bomb everywhere, and then the parents will take them out, and then you have to clean it up. But apart from that, I actually really love that job. And then I did TikTok. So I'm a worker. I'm a grafter.
You were until you started doing TikTok. You trade it all in for content.
Yeah.
Fair play. Not a criticism. Can I ask one question about
Yeah.
the cinema job?
Yeah,
Do you like historical films?
I do. Yeah.
It's not a chat up line. That's just a question.
I do, because you sort of have to separate it, and you can't be like, oh, this is inaccurate and this is this. I just like it for what it is.
So
like,
you
I
don't
love
do
Wuthering
that?
Heights.
You
What?
can watch, because
Yeah.
some people who like history can't watch historical films because they're like, that's the wrong hat. Or,
Oh, but it's just like, get a grip. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I-
Like, people
I'm with
aren't
you.
watching it for historical accuracy, because then you'd watch a documentary. Do you know what I mean? But if you're watching like the Wuthering Heights film, it's like a sort of like.
But do you think
Do you know
you
what I mean?
think that because you're clever, which you are?
What do you mean?
Well, I think you're intelligent,
Thank you.
plainly,
Thank you.
and thoughtful,
Mhm.
and so you have the ability to distinguish between fiction
Mhm.
and non-fiction.
Yeah.
And this is not a criticism of all people, but
Be careful.
I think it's like when you have that awareness and realization, it's easy to forget that a lot of people don't really distinguish between historical fiction and history, and become irate if historical fiction
isn't exactly how
isn't-
it should have been.
yeah, or sometimes I think maybe that's not the case, that actually that in historical films what's really important,
So can you sit and watch them and like separate it?
sometimes, and I think what it might come down to, here's a hypothesis for you, fellow
Okay.
historian.
Uh-huh.
Let's test this. Let's take a film like A Knight's Tale. You seen A Knight's Tale with Heath
No.
Ledger? Did you watch The Great?
Oh, the
The-
TV show. I've
the
seen
Catherine
season
the
1.
Great.
Yeah, yeah.
So not historically accurate, right?
No,
And I haven't seen Wuthering Heights, but I gather not.
not at
Accurate.
all. She looks like a milkmaid. Just wondering.
But the promise of those projects and others like them, or Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, you seen that?
Nope.
Bro, you gotta watch Bill and Ted.
What is it? I've never
You're
even
so
heard of
much
that.
younger than me.
Yeah.
What year were you born?
99. So not even.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So not even.
So okay, so I went to
Yeah.
university in 1999. So we are different species. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, you're gonna love. In fact,
I know, but you need to tell us what it's about. You're just saying the title over and over again.
well, I'm building you up, and now I'm going to tell you what it's about. It's about two guys called, have a
Bill and
guess,
Ted.
thank you, and one's played by Keanu Reeves and one by Alex Winter, and they are in high school, and they have a visitor who comes back in time and tells them that if they flunk their history assignment in high school, then either Bill or Ted, I can never remember which one, is going to be sent off to military school by his dad, and they'll cease to be friends, and they won't become a band called Wild Stallions, who are going to become the greatest band in the world and change the world and make it peaceful for their music. So they have to pass their history assignment, and that means they have to time travel through historical eras
Okay.
and collect historical personages, and then they bring them back to the present day in San Dimas, California, and then they do a history presentation with the actual people. So they get like Socrates, Joan of Arc, Napoleon, Abraham Lincoln.
So they're just time traveling. It's like, have you seen Mr. Peabody and Sherman? It's like a animated kids film.
I wonder if we've got any common cultural references.
But they also time travel, but it's about a dog that talks and he adopts a kid and then they time travel. So is it like that?
Worth a watch. I'd say
No.
better than that, like on basic description, but we can swap. You can watch Bill and Ted and I'll watch Pee-wee and the fucking dog or whatever you said it was called. The point is, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, or any of these other like films, they don't set out to, they don't purport to be the real historical thing, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll get a sort of ponderous historical film that's like an epic that's like, this is, it optimizes for realism, and then any deviation between like the plot of what actually happened or like the wrong hat or something just jars and the audience snaps out of their... So I think it's about the promise of the filmmaker and their ability to deliver on it. That's my theory. What do you think?
Yeah. That's great.
Back to the dog.
No, it was actually
Pee-wee
really...
the fucking time
No,
traveling
because they
dachshund.
time travel. And then they go to ancient Egypt, and then one of the kids almost gets married off, and then they see Mary Antoinette. It's actually quite good. We're gonna talk about medieval gig economy.
What?
The medieval times, like gig economy. Do you know what I mean? Like having like a little like freelance job back then, because they used to do that. So yeah.
Like you, yes, you at medieval times, yes.
Me in medieval times. Okay, so it's sort of like we're going to talk about like how like the gig economy isn't new. It already existed in the late medieval times amongst parish priests, where they would have like part-time jobs, multi-job careers. What type of job do you feel like you would have had back then?
Me?
Yeah.
Corrupt abbot.
Okay. Would you like to expand on that one?
Well, you know what an abbot is?
Kind of. It's like a person in the church.
Yeah, so a monastery, we don't have them anymore because of Henry VIII, that dude behind you.
Yeah.
You know who he is?
Yeah, I do, yeah, because he's there.
He's the guy who's behind you, yeah.
A guy.
Well, an abbey, like a religious house, would have a person in charge of it who was the abbot, and a stock character from the Middle Ages would be the corrupt abbot, who was ostensibly a senior churchman, like bishop-level churchman, supposed to be in charge of a group of monks who lived their whole raison d'etre was to live holy lives, praying for the good of society. But the abbot himself would be incredibly sort of venal and like worldly, and would like eating, kind of not really doing much of the church stuff, shagging, just living a decadent, like worldly life whilst retaining all the benefits of being an abbot.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's what I would like to do.
But I feel like I couldn't have done that.
You could be a corrupt abbess.
I bet. You just made that up.
Well, no, there were abbesses as well. There were lady abbots.
Oh, buzzing.
So if you were like,
quality,
particularly if you were the sort of, I don't know, a daughter or a, let's say you're a earl's daughter, and maybe he marries you off when you're like 12 or whatever to some other earl non-Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good,
just say yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he'll be saying.
Wow.
And then the nonce-earl dies.
What did you call him? The nonce-earl?
The nonce-earl.
Oh, I thought you said the
You
nonce,
married
like
when
a
you were
nonce
12.
and an
It's a
incel.
disgrace.
Like a nonce, like you've
Oh,
combined
like a-
nonce and incel. I was like, wow, that's good.
No, not a nonce-earl. A nonce-earl.
Okay.
Who marries you when you're 12. Fortunately, he dies, but now you're a widow.
Have I popped out any kids? Yeah.
Up to you. Well, not up to you, actually. It's the Middle Ages. But let's say maybe. But they had childhood mortality. So
yeah.
So now it's like, what are we going to do with Katie? She's a widow.
Probably marry me off again?
No, let's give her an abbey to be in charge of. She can be the abbess of like Durham.
Yes, of County Durham, yeah.
Only you're like, I'm not sure I want to just hang around in this abbey in charge of all the nuns. Let's have a party. And then you become a corrupt abbess.
Oh, that
Shagging,
sounds really good.
boozing. Give me a shout. I'll be fucking round.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Okay,
Oh,
so
thank
yeah.
you.
My pleasure.
Oh, that's so much better than just being like some 12-year-old housewife widow.
Yeah, or like,
Ma'am.
I think you're tavern wench.
Oh, okay. Is that?
Oh, no,
is it just
okay.
yeah,
You fucked up then. Well, if you're a tavern wench, you can still come round because I'll be a corrupt abbot.
Oh, yay. So
Yay.
Things are
Middle
looking up.
Ages. I'd say stick with the 21st century if I were you.
Yeah, because sometimes people ask, like, what era would you want to be
Yeah.
if you could live in any era? And I'm like, well, none.
Yeah.
Especially for me, because I don't want to be a housewife. I don't want to be a servant. I don't want to go down the mines where I couldn't have. But, like, I don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean?
I think you've hit on a very important historical point there.
Is that I don't want to do work.
Well, no. That's not a historical point, but I think we've revealed something maybe your viewers already knew about you. I would say two things. Firstly, don't go back in time if offered very far back.
Yeah.
This is general rule to your viewers, because let's say you went back before like painkillers or antibiotics.
Oh, yeah.
It's a disgrace. You could die of a toothache.
Yeah.
Fuck that. But also, let's remember that.
But, wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you like a devil's
Give me the
advocate.
head shake and the.
If
and the
I'm in the Victorian era and I'm before 21, I could get all of my teeth pulled out before I get married. So it keeps the dentist bills down.
My granddad had that done for his 21st birthday.
You're joking. I
Yeah.
thought that was women who couldn't get married and it sort of made them a bit more like available. But then they
That's
would.
tough.
Yeah. But then they'd have obviously dentures and stuff. So it doesn't look that bad. But
Yeah, but you take them out, don't you?
you do, yeah.
For-
You do.
What are we talking about?
Dentures.
Yeah. Why do they have these teeth pulled out?
So they would have the teeth pulled out before the 21st birthday if they were unmarried as a present from like their dad or something. Because if they get married to someone, they don't have to pay the dentist bills for them because they've got no teeth to look after.
Oh, it makes you cheap as a wife.
Yeah.
We were talking at cross purposes. Never mind.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you keep your bills down, have the teeth out, just get some dentures. Jobs are good un.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to finish the point about you being happy to be alive in the 21st century, I think little bit of people being spoiled about living in the 21st century and saying it's shit. Go to any other historical time and try being pretty much anyone. Your life will be measurably worse by almost every metric than it is living today. Is my take.
Potentially. I would, if I could, I would like to be Marie Antoinette before 1789.
No, but this, yeah, like,
But
because you like
a
the
day,
dress.
do you know what I mean? For the dress and like the cakes and just like fannying around in Versailles and.
But, baby, you can have a
That's-
dress and cakes and fanny around in Versailles today and have an iPhone.
You got me there.
Yeah.
You got me
QED.
there. Fuck. Would you have liked to live in the medieval period? 'Cause
Nope.
Obviously, that's it. Okay, cool.
100% no. For like all these reasons, it's absolute bullshit. You're going to die of.
Would you have liked to gone
tuberculosis.
to like see it if you could go like as you are and then be invisible and just like experience it? Would you have done it?
I think
You have to
having.
say yeah.
No, I think no, because what if time machines are not invented now, correct?
Well,
As
no.
far as I know.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is a prototype time machine which might go wrong. I don't want to
No,
get
but
stuck
it doesn't.
there.
It doesn't go wrong.
Doesn't go wrong. That's the parameter.
Yeah.
Can just visit.
Yeah. Like for the day, just see what people were up to.
Yeah,
You
okay.
would.
Yeah, it's
Of
hard to
course
say
you
no
would.
to that. Would you?
Yeah, of course. If I could come back, yeah, I would.
But
And no
wait.
one could see us because I feel like.
Yeah, what's the invisibility thing?
Well, just because if you're in like modern clothes and you've got an iPhone, they might think you're a witch or something.
Yeah,
Or
but
like
they'd be
the-
very easy to scare with the iPhone. You just like set the alarm or something, or like just turn the light on. You'd be all right.
Fair enough. God, we keep going on so many tangents.
Isn't that what your show is about?
Yeah, that's so true.
Didn't come on here expecting a rigorous grilling.
Yeah, no. Anyway, yeah, how would you compare like the gig economy in the medieval period to today? Like they had like little part-time jobs, especially in the clergy and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that one of the key differences is that we have such a compartmentalized economy now, right? In that you tend to think that in the Middle Ages, you'd have someone who's a carter and someone who's a brewer and someone who's a roofer and someone who's a butcher. That the sort of the economy and the job economy is segmented and compartmentalized and specialized.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of life is that you had to be able to do way more stuff to say your house needed a new roof. You'd have to be competent to do a large portion of that work yourself, right? So actually within a medieval economic system among ordinary people, you'd be able to do way more stuff than today. Today, like, if you're able to bake bread, you're probably going to go on about it.
I try. Okay, I
Can
watched.
you bake?
No, which is ironic because my mum had a coffee shop and she can bake. I went through a phase because I watched Pride and Prejudice, the BBC version,
Yeah.
and it just looked so wholesome. I was like, oh, it's inspired me to bake bread, even though they didn't do it in the series.
Right.
So I went on TikTok, and the easiest thing to make were bagels. So I was like, you know what, that's bread. So I tried to make it, and I put it in the oven, and it was so stodgy, but I locked in, and I still had them anyway, and I watched the rest of Pride and Prejudice with my stodgy bagels.
Shitty, stodgy bagel.
That's the only time I've tried to bake.
So I think, like, you'd have starved to death, right, in the Middle Ages?
Big time.
Yeah.
Big
So I think that so a key difference between our economy, and we talk about the gig economy, like, I do this job and that job and the other job. That for most other human societies would really be real life. And there might be a thing that you sort of specialise.
I can pour a pint.
Yeah. So you could be an alewife, maybe.
Yeah, I can sort of do that because you have to tilt it and you have to like pour it. So I can do that.
Did you work in a pub?
When I was the medieval wench thing, what was it? Oh, what was it called? The banquets.
The banquets.
They had
yeah.
like, because it's a hotel, they had like a pub there, like a bar for weddings, and I'd learn to pour a pint there.
Could you do the shamrock on the pint of Guinness?
No.
No.
What's that? Shamrock? What?
Do you know what?
Guinness. I can do Guinness.
You know Guinness, but
yeah.
If you're a proper Guinness pourer, you like wiggle the glass. Yeah, but at the end when you've got the foam coming, you like wiggle the glass and draw a shamrock in the foam, and then hand it over. That's like elite Guinness pouring.
No,
that's not a medieval
minimum
thing.
wage. I'm not doing stuff like that. No. Absolutely not.
No way.
Can you do it?
No.
Okay.
I have worked in a bar.
All right. Okay.
When I was at university, I worked in the college bar.
Oh, that's good.
Because the corrupt barman used to let the regulars drink on a tab, and you, without an upper limit, you could run up a big tab. But after a while, he'd say, "Dan, your tab is very large." I'd say, "Thank you very much," and he'd say, "No, you have to now work to knock." Like he'd pay me £10 a shift that would get knocked off my tab, but I was also allowed to drink for free while I was working. So actually it was a pretty good. But like you, I wasn't going to learn how to do a shamrock on a Guinness for
absolutely not
for that.
No way, Jose. Next, remember when we met up and you told me this really good fact and I can't remember what it was.
Katie, you're going to have to be a little bit more specific.
I can't remember. So basically, where did we go? Was it Groucho Club or something?
The Groucho, yeah.
The Groucho. And I had a spicy marg and it was unreal. And then you told me this history fact and I remember being like, that's so interesting. And I can't remember what it was.
You've got to help me out.
I can't remember. I don't even know what it was about, the time period, the topic.
Okay,
but you told me it and it was really good.
I do remember having a drink with you in the Groucho Club.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten you had a spicy marg, but I'm glad it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what we said about history being everything that's ever happened. It's a big pool from which to pull one single fact.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember what you've told. Oh, I can't remember. And it's really going to bug me now.
It'll come back to you, I'm sure.
I don't think it will because it was so long ago.
Forever.
I remember thinking, I'm going to ask Dan on the podcast what the fact was so you can share it to the audience. You got any like really niche history facts? Like what's your top 3 like fun?
God, see, that's really difficult when you put me on the spot for history facts. I've got favourite history anecdotes.
Yes, okay.
But they were just sort of repeatable kind of homilies, if you like. Okay. They take a while to tell. It's not like me going, oh, did you know Anne Boleyn didn't really have 6 fingers or whatever, which, by the way, is not my favourite history fact.
Mm-hmm. Tell me.
I've got absolutely. You want to hear one of the stories?
Yeah, I want to hear one of the stories.
Well, I tell you what. So I just went on a history tour with some lovely history, like lovers, fans, to France, and we went to Notre Dame, which is reopened after the fire. And in Notre Dame, they have some amazing relics. So one of the relics they have in Notre Dame is the actual crown of thorns that the big man had on his head when he was.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the listeners, would you like to? Okay, great.
That's me being crucified. So the crown of thorns is in Well, this is sort of a fact for you. Let's work a fact in. So
Okay.
the reason the crown of thorns is in Paris, in Notre
Mm-hmm.
Dame, is because Louis IX, Saint Louis, the sainted French medieval king, after whom places like St. Louis are named, bought the crown of thorns from the Emperor of Byzantium in Constantinople. So he'd gone broke. He'd pawned the crown of thorns to creditors in Venice, defaulted on the debt, and so they just sold the crown of thorns, and Louis bought it. He also bought like the Holy Lance and the Holy Sponge and all the sort of the relics and bits and bobs from the crucifixion. And then he built Saint-Chapelle in Paris. Have you ever been to Saint-Chapelle?
I've heard of it though. No.
Staggeringly beautiful. So on the Ile de Cité in France, it's the Gothic chapel that was built in the 14th century, and it's like so much stained glass that it's like all the walls feel like they're made of stained glass. It's sort of it feels inside architecturally impossible because it's supported on the outside by sort of buttresses and this incredible Gothic stone structure to make it just so sort of tall. Anyway, he bought the crown of thorns and all the other gear. And if you go to Notre Dame on, it's like the first or the last Friday of the month or whatever, they get the crown of thorns out and parade it around. And if you'd been pals with Louis, he used to break off, give you a little, yeah. That's some good shit if you've got one of the thorns and in the sort of era of relics.
Yeah.
But skeptical, sort of atheistic people tend to say, yeah, but it's not the real thing, is it? Mm-hmm. That's your natural reaction.
Yeah,
or even if there's a, where is it kept? I think it might be in York. It's a sort of Tudor martyr called Margaret of Clitheroe. She was pressed to death under the old stones. In the Reformation era, and like her hand is kept as a relic in a church, and it's all sort of withered and looks like a pork scratching.
No way.
Yeah. So anyway, holy relics are a big news in the Middle Ages, and still in Catholicism today. But the obvious like retort is, yeah, but that's not the real thing. So my favourite historical story is from Boccaccio, the first story in the Decameron, which is a set of 100 stories written by Giovanni Boccaccio in the mid-14th century, all about, which the setting is, it's the Black Death. Some people go, they tell stories when they're in lockdown, basically, outside Florence. The first story is all about relics. It tells the story of this incredibly bad person, like a sort of gangster criminal person, who goes out of Italy up to Burgundy, I think, to do some sort of nefarious crime stuff. And he stays there with some other crime people, like underworld characters. But while he's there, he gets really sick, and he's like dying in their house, and they start like panicking.
Good reenacting then.
It's similar to all my death impressions are similar. He starts like dying in their house, and they're like, "Whoa, no, you can't die here, because if you die here, the city authorities will find out who you are and we'll be in big trouble for harbouring you, a known criminal. He goes, I've got this, don't worry." So he goes to this whole rigmarole. He goes, get me a friar, like a priest-ish type person.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going to make my last confession. So he lies there, and the friar comes in, and and the friar's like, what's up? And he goes, I've got to make my confession, I'm dying. And the friar's like, go on, hit me. Why don't we go through the 7 deadly sins? And so the friar goes, any gluttony on the books? And he's like, yes, every time that I'm fasting for the church holy days, I think of the bread and water I'm going to break my fast with, and I love the thought. And the friar's like, is that it? Yeah. He's like, yeah. He goes, you're good, man. And then he goes, what about lust? He's like, I just love my wife so much, and sometimes I think about her and I just overcome with desire for her. Are you kidding me? And it goes on like this through all the deadly sin. I don't need to do 7 of them. He convinces the friar that he's the holiest guy that ever lived. And then he dies. And the friar runs out into the streets of this town and goes, oh my God, everybody, the holiest man that ever lived has just died in this house. And the whole town goes mad. They think like a saint has died in the house, even though he's like the biggest scumbag piece of shit that's ever been to the city. So then they hold this like funeral for him. And at the funeral, everyone in the town comes. And they're like, a saint has died. We've got our own saint in this town because this holy guy has died here because of his false confession. And they all start ripping bits from his clothes, and they treasure them and keep them as relics. And Boccaccio, and like forever after, they say, I've got a relic of Saint such and such, and they pray to the relics of the clothes of the worst guy that ever came to their town. And Boccaccio's point is, what are we to make of that? Do we think that these people are stupid and gullible because they're praying to relics that are in fact the clothes of the worst, like, shyster, scumbag, criminal person that ever came to this town? Or is there some deeper explanation? And Boccaccio says there is a deeper explanation. God knows that there's some, like, not great stuff going on in the relic market, and that, for example, Louis IX's crown of thorns might just be like a knockoff or whatever. But what matters for God is the belief. And your faith, your personal faith, expressed and explored through a relic, whatever its physical nature and whatever its provenance, is the important thing.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
But then I also wonder, is Boccaccio having a laugh? Is Boccaccio like poking fun at that thing?
Yeah.
So that's not really a fact. You asked
It was
for
a good
fact,
story.
and I told you a story
It's a good
instead.
story, though.
I love that story. I tell that story like to anyone who'll sit there and put up with it.
And I did, and I sat there and I put up with it. No, that was actually good. I'd never heard of that before. How did
That,
you
but
come
it
up-
wasn't that I told you at the Grouch show.
No.
Fucking hell.
No, you didn't. It.
Never
No,
mind.
nah. It's gone.
Never mind.
No. Still a good one. At least I've learned something new as well,
Well.
even though I forgot the other one.
Every day's a school day.
That was good. So, next I want to ask you, because you didn't have a fact, you had like a big story.
Criticism. Right?
No. We want to talk about.
When was the last time you cried?
When was the last time I cried? I actually can't remember.
Are you
Oh wait, you know what? Oh, this is actually going to sound like really wanky and showy-offy. Not yesterday, the day before, when I found out I got Forbes, I cried in happy tears.
Let's do it again. That was a horrible contact. Do you know? Let's do it.
No.
Look at the elbow as you do it. Better contact. I think you're a bit
That
eager with it.
hurt.
I
That
was
was a happy
when I
cry, though.
saw you got Forbes. I was very proud.
Didn't
of
even
you.
want to bring it up because it's like, I feel like I'm showing off, but I did get it.
Okay, so you cried because of one of your achievements. That's good.
I was like, it was a happy cry because my team. My team messaged me like, you made the list. And then, you know what? I messaged, because we've got a family group chat, and I messaged my mum and dad, but I don't think they understand what it is because they're on holiday at the minute. And I said, like, I've made Forbes. And then my brother was arse, and he was just like, don't you have to pay to be on the list? And I was like, no. And then my mum replied like, thumbs up. Okay, we're off to beach today. Kiss, kiss. Okay.
That's huge, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I know, it's weird.
Is it Forbes under 30?
30 under
That's
30,
even
yeah.
see. That's even better. Like
Yeah,
that's
Forbes
such a
30
flex.
under
Not
30.
only am I great, I'm also young, bitches.
I know, it's so weird, but I can't
okay,
believe it. So I cried. When was the last time you cried?
I cry.
Do you?
I'm a crier.
Oh yeah, just anything.
It's not difficult to set me off, actually. So I cry often at like not sort of happy things. I tell you what makes me cry. Like, it's not inconceivable that if I didn't cry when I saw you got the Forbes list, but that's
Why?
the sort of thing I would cry about. Because like I know that you work, like I actually feel a little bit I'm going to cry now. It's that not that because I know that you work super hard and you're good and you deserve it. And so
Thank you.
that's the sort of thing that gets me.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
God, I never cry. Well, I
You-
did, but like,
you're just inhuman monster,
yeah.
just with no heart. It's
It's
okay.
just like, no, sometimes if I get really stressed and I feel like I could cry, I'm like, but there's no point to that. Like, why do I have to cry? Because it's going to ruin my eyelash extensions. And I just need to like lock in and get on with it.
Well, I'm
You know
having a good
what?
time.
Out of all the guests I've had on my podcast,
Yeah.
you're the first like history guest.
And we've talked about
And
no
we've
history.
not talked about it whatsoever. Okay. Right, should we do top trumps?
Let's play top trumps. We've explained the concept of top trumps, right?
Right, so we're playing top trumps.
Yeah, but
Right,
it's
so I'm
not
going to
deep
give
sea
you...
version. It's
No,
medieval
oh,
version.
right, shit, yeah. So it's medieval versus... or Tudor, whatever. So I'm going to give you a category and you have to say the person and then I have to say another person. But we haven't got the actual card, so I don't know how...
Well,
to
no,
put it up.
so I
Right,
know how
okay.
we can do this.
Ready? So the category is... No. Shut up.
Yep.
My show, right? Drama magnet. Go.
For Monarchs, drama magnet.
Anyone.
Richard II is my character, right? And in terms of drama magnet, 100.
Oh, no, because I was going to say 100 for mine, so then I would win.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a problem.
Well, I was going to say Anne Boleyn, because obviously she caused all of that.
Okay. Oh, right. So now,
100,
well, now we
so I
can.
win.
So,
Because I
you win.
decided.
Is Anne
I
Boleyn
win.
more dramatic than Richard II?
I don't know.
Well, okay, we'll just make the case. What do you think? Why do you think Anne Boleyn's super dramatic?
Not in herself, but the way it changed, like, obviously the Reformation, and then she helped to cause, like, the divorce, and she was just a good time. And then,
Do you think she was a good time? She never struck me as a good time.
why?
Because, firstly, like, you don't get good time Protestants.
Okay.
She was into evangelical religion, and that is like a bad time. Like, Catholicism has at least the benefit that you can be a corrupt abbot, or you can do like all the bad shit and just say sorry. Once you remove the sacrament of confession, and you have this sort of very earnest text-based faith, as in, Reformation Protestantism, particularly the early stuff, like fucking Lutheranism into Calvinism, and Zwingliism, that whole era. You get and people like Anne Boleyn. I don't think that much fun, and I think that so I think if you want a good time, not to mansplain all the wives of Henry VIII to you, but I'm going to. Like, the good time wife, I think, in my opinion, of Henry VIII is Catherine Howard. She's like a party girl.
Yeah, but she wasn't like a drama queen. Like,
no, I'm not saying that. But you said that Anne Boleyn was like a good time.
Is, yes, they're not allowed to all coexist and be good times together. Do you know what I mean?
No. What do you mean?
What do you mean? No, I meant.
No, what do you mean?
Like, Anne Boleyn can be a good time, and that doesn't take away the fact that Catherine Howard could have been a good time.
Oh, yeah, sure. But I think that one person can have back to top trumps.
I think I won.
Yeah?
You make your case.
Richard II did things like at court during his sort of mental tyranny at the end of his reign, 1397 to 1400, erected a giant throne way higher than a normal throne and sat on it and just looked around his court, and if his glance lighted on you, you had to sort of throw yourself to the ground and grovel. That is drama. That's high-end drama. Like, he'd call a parliament and just be like, someone's in trouble. Who could it be? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And then you get taken out and beheaded. That's mad drama. You don't get Anne Boleyn doing that.
No, that's true. But I wanted to win, so I didn't want to say any less than 100. I think that's just being competitive. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Is he your favourite monarch then?
If I were you, by the way, I'd just say, sorry, who's on Forbes' list?
Oh, I'm too humble to do that. Who's your favourite monarch?
Richard's got a shout because he's nuts. I wrote a biography of Henry V, and so you get quite you get close to the subject when you write a biography. But Henry V, quite weird, and I just think not a good time.
Tell us why.
Well, it's the reason Henry V was so successful as a monarch was his monomaniacal drive to just keep doing the thing. These, I don't know how many influences from, it's not quite the manosphere, but it's the jockosphere, where they're the self-improvement male podcast. Just do the thing. Get up at 4 a.m. and do some press-ups. Yeah. Jocko Willink kind of.
Is that not just manosphere though?
The manosphere has that, but I think the manosphere tags on a whole bunch of toxic woman hatred.
Yeah.
Which is
also not great.
I'm not pro that stuff. Personally, I think these people are pathetic little worms. But that's just my opinion.
Dan Jones.
But there's a kind of fitness, improve your life edge of the manosphere where it's not toxic.
Yeah. Not in my head.
Which,
yes.
Henry V would be quite in that, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just able to get up every day and only be doing the thing, only be doing the conquering France, to the almost entirely to the exclusion of any other human passions besides reading books which would inform his ability to conquer France and listening to music which would enable him to chill out while he was conquering France. Do you know what I mean? the subsumation of all of his humanity into the drive of doing that one thing made him a very effective leader. But you're not going for a pint with him. He's just going to talk about France.
Would you not want to go for a pint with him though?
Only one.
Only one.
Because he's going to be off after it anyway, because he's like, I'm sorry, I'm besieging Rouen. I'll be back. Who's your favourite monarch?
That's a good one. I don't think I have. I'm going to have to say Marie Antoinette. But that's obviously, she's not an English monarch. Do I have to say an English one? Do I have to say an English one?
You don't have to say anything. It's your show.
I'm going to say Marie Antoinette again because I like the outfits and I like the vibes. And the
So
aesthetic
what
of
is it about the outfits that you like?
Just how over the top they are. I love like the designs of them. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like the nice little corset, then it goes bam.
Yeah.
And it's like that. I really like that. I like the hair. I don't think I could have coped having my hair, do you know what I mean, with all the fats in and like the fancy designs. Do you know what I mean? Like how I like the pomade.
So you liked it when it was like down?
No, I like the look of it, but I don't think I could have coped with
wouldn't
it.
actually liked it.
Yeah. So I just like that. I feel like I should have said some like really good academic reason, but
What do you think about the look of, say, like the Stuarts in England, particularly the guys like Charles II with the curly wigs?
Oh, nice.
You like a fella with a
No.
But you like it. So
I can appreciate it for what it is. Do you know what I mean? I can look at a portrait and go, fair enough, but that's not for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I do know what you mean. So
I just like the maximalism of it. Like the whole like, wow, this is in your face.
it's just
wow.
super extra.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's amazing.
I think there's a version. So in the Middle Ages, so this, sometimes, don't take this as like an admission of anything other than it is. Sometimes today, I think, if I was a girl, it's a source of great regret to me that I'm not a girl because I'd like to wear Chloe.
Chloe,
I just
the
like
designer.
the clothes. I like Chloe.
Oh,
And
right,
if I was a
okay.
girl, I'd wear Chloe, and I'd be very happy doing that. It's just a bit sad for myself.
Then
but
have
I'm
a
not.
menswear section.
I don't know if they do, but if they do, it's not the same. Anyway, sometimes I look at the 15th century and the girls there, amazing clothes. They're like the pointy hats with the thing coming off. And
what I don't understand, when they went through the phase of when they plucked the foreheads, I don't know when that was. Was that the 1400s?
You get that in the 16th century, yeah.
Did you? Where they plucked the foreheads, so they would have like a massive forehead, and then because they wanted it to be the eyes to be at the center of the face. Was it something like that? Or something? I just think that looks a bit shit.
You've got the opposite of that.
Because I got a fringe.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do a fringe reveal. The point is, I don't like that part of the fashion. I just feel like that's, especially because they plucked out, they had like no eye, but it just wasn't a good look. And I feel like saying like, please pack this in, and they did because it didn't last long. But
is there any era in men's fashion from history that you think, I wish men dressed like that now?
No.
None.
Maybe
Never.
Not in the olden days. Not when they're wearing like the tights and the heels and stuff. Like no.
Yeah.
Maybe like
what about like
suits, like the 50s? I think that like smart, like people dressing smart. I think that's nice. But we don't do that anymore. We don't dress.
Yeah,
smart.
I like that 50s era where the suits were quite sort of let out and baggy and but super well cut.
Yeah.
And like quite sort of high waisted, but not obviously high waisted.
I think that's nice. But any time before that, absolutely not.
Okay.
So next we're going to talk about, because you've got a podcast and the series out. Would you like to tell us about that?
I would love to tell you about it. So I've made my podcast called This Is History, and oftentimes we're talking about kings and queens, medieval stuff. But we've done a special mini-series with my great friend Elizabeth Day, who makes How to Fail. Amazing broadcaster, amazing show. And we've mashed up How to Fail with This Is History and created History's Greatest Fails. So the idea is that, you know that phrase, history's made by the winners?
Yes.
Actually, sorry, you know that phrase, history's written by the winners?
Yes.
It's actually made by the losers. So it's this idea that by failing, you often learn more than by succeeding, and that is a good way to navigate through history. So if you take, we were talking about Anne Boleyn a minute ago. the failure of her marriage to Henry VIII,
Mm-hmm.
and it's quite a serious failure in marriage when one of you gets your head chopped off, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
But out of that comes, the Reformation, the birth of the English Church. The sweeping change to English society, but also like the origins of so much of like the modern country, from the language through the Book of Common Prayer and everything like that. So there's this idea, and we explore this, Elizabeth and I explore this through 6 episodes of History's Greatest Fails, and it's been super fun, almost as much fun as chatting shit with you. A bit more historical content.
Great. Mm-hmm. Okay, right.
You want to know more?
What?
You can ask a follow-up question if you want.
No. Yeah, what's the weirdest fail?
The weirdest fail. I don't know, the one that stuck in my mind the most. We did an episode on artistic failures, and the artists who either failed in their own lifetime, or and then were successful afterwards, or who succeeded in their lifetime and then were ignored afterwards. I always come back to Van Gogh. The story of Van Gogh. If you go to the National Gallery or whatever and see sunflowers or any of the Starry Nights, a genius, a guy who had this ability to see so much in the world. If you look at the classic Starry Night, he's been able to observe the sort of swirling of the gases around the stars that modern scientists have been astonished by his ability to render. So that's not just a sort of a painterly ability, it's the ability to see, which is a key historical skill, as you know, as well as an artistic one. But the fact that he sold one painting in his own lifetime, like one out of the 900 that he did. And although there's an element of sort of careful curation by his family afterwards in terms of creating the brand, if you want, that story of his sort of the fact that he never went to art school, he totally self-taught, struggled so hard with mental health, had a really, really difficult time, and yet had this burst of creativity right towards the end of his life when he produced a body of work that stands its own with anybody's that's ever lived. That story really got me.
Aww.
Well, yeah, that's the end. I noticed you didn't cry at that, so you weren't lying about not crying.
I've heard the story, so...
I know how this one ends. No, Ian dead.
He's dead.
But I do you like Van Gogh?
Yeah, he's all right. I mean, yeah.
Who do you like?
No, I do like him. I've seen his paintings before.
It's hard to get away from them. There's a lot of them about.
Yeah, but there's always so many people crowding around them. And I did like them. I thought, oh, that's quite nice.
What's your favourite historical painting or historical artist? You got one?
Favourite painting? Oh, God. I like the one in the National Gallery, and it's, I don't know, I can't remember his name, but it's Lady Jane Grey about to get her head chopped off. And she's wearing all white.
That Victorian
I like
one,
that one.
Yeah.
That one's nice. What's yours?
I like the sort of first wave of 15th century Dutch oil painters, so like Rogier van der Weyden, Jan van Eyck. Talking of pink eye, as we were earlier.
Did one of them have pink eye?
No, but a couple of years ago I had pink eye.
Again?
Yeah, I struggle. And I was in Spain on book tour, and I had like really bad pink eye, so bad I couldn't look at any light. I had to wear sunglasses and do this for the whole time, and it lasted a week.
Did it look really bad?
It looked awful.
It doesn't look that bad here.
It's gotten better over the course of this interview. For a week, I could hardly open my eyes, hardly look at light. I was doing all these interviews. It was really embarrassing. My publicists and my editor were like, "I'm sorry, this English dude's turned up here, and he looks like he's feeling like a lash for fucking weeks." But it was awful. Anyway, the last day of this tour, I was still really, really struggling. But I'm like, I'm in Madrid. I've never been to the Prado. I've got to go to the Prado, in one of the world's greatest art museums. And I went to the Prado, and there was one painting I wanted to see. And it was Rogier van der Weyden's Descent from the Cross. It's sort of T-shaped canvas, upside down T-shaped canvas. And it's Christ coming down from the cross, and his body is his lifeless body is being taken down by his loved ones, and they're all around him, just distraught in despair. And van der Weyden, so early in the history of oil painting, has captured not just the individual grief, the beginnings of the decomposition of the human flesh. He's rendered the blood, the tears, so amazingly. The brushwork's astonishing. Anyway, I'm admiring this. I stood in front of this painting for like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh my God, my pink eye has gone away. Jesus had cured my pink eye.
What?
It was a miracle. I stood in front of Christ descending from the cross by
And
Rocky
it was
van der Weyden,
gone?
and my pink eye went.
Were you crying when you were looking at the painting, and then maybe it like helped to clear
Oh, you
it?
see, you've got a medical explanation. No, I'd been putting antibiotic drops in my eyes all week, and I just finally got out of rooms that weren't air conditioned. Probably is a medical explanation, but I understood in that moment why medieval people believed in miracles.
Yeah, yeah. Whoa.
Whoa. Jesus cured my pink eye.
Wow, clip that up for a social TL. Anyway, I'm going to ask you a really important history question here.
Another one.
Yeah, another one.
It's just been packed full of it the last hour.
Who are your top 5 historical DILFs of history?
DILFs?
In history, yeah. Top 5 people. Could be
DILF?
monarchs. What?
What
Don't
is a
make me
DILF?
explain that. What do you mean?
I know what a MILF is. What's it? Oh, it's
like
just
the dad.
like the guy's married to the MILF.
It's
the
like
DILF.
a
The
DILF
dad.
version. Who is like a really good looking guy? Who would you say is like the top 5 in history?
Great
Do a top
question.
3 if you're struggling.
Well, I'll go straight because I just recorded an episode of my podcast,
Mhm.
This History, about Edward IV.
Mhm.
So Edward IV comes King of England, 1461, aged 18, nearly 19.
Mm-hmm.
Just like an absolute player. He's like 6 foot something. He's charming. He's just got a winsome way. I mean, he's a horrible phrase, beating them off with a shitty stick. It's unbelievable. So Edward IV in the history of the English monarchy. Henry VIII would have loved to be Edward IV. So he's one.
You're not putting Henry VIII on that list, are you?
I don't want to F Henry VIII. No, I mean, do you?
No.
No, it's very dangerous.
Don't think many would.
No, quite right. Who else was a historical DILF? The other day,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you had any children. I think you must have had children. I was dressed up as Mark Antony. So to
Okay.
promote the History's Greatest Fails podcast, Elizabeth and I did a magazine shoot, and she was dressed as Anne Boleyn,
Oh, I saw that on Instagram, yeah.
and I was dressed as Mark Antony.
Yeah.
Assuming Mark Antony had children, just felt like, yeah,
Why
this
not?
guy, why not? In
Yeah.
the toga, hanging out with Cleopatra. I mean, Cleopatra went for it, so
Mm-hmm.
why not?
So he was another good contender.
Put him on the list.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I tell you who is totally ideal from history,
Mm-hmm.
and I say this with a nod to my Welsh heritage. Your friend of mine, Richard Burton.
Okay.
Burton in his day. Do you know who Richard Burton is? The great actor. Okay. Richard Burton was an actor from back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and a Welshman from the valleys. My favourite biography, full stop, is Melvyn Bragg's biography of Richard Burton, called Rich. Absolutely sensational biography of the great actor, the man who married Elizabeth Taylor, the man who rose up from the Welsh valleys.
Oh, yes, I know who. If he married Elizabeth Tate, I've heard of him, yeah.
Richard Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Amazingly
So that's your top 3.
That's my top 3.
Okay. I think if I had to include one, because I'm looking at Queen Vicky, probably Prince Albert, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
Tell
going
me.
to expand on that. I think it wouldn't be as appealing to us if he was my cousin, but if he wasn't my cousin,
Whoa. He's your cousin.
no, because it was Queen Victoria's cousin who she married, Prince Albert.
Oh, but he's not your cousin.
No, because like if
I
he was
sorry, I
my
misunderstood.
cousin, I wouldn't look at him and go smash. But
But yeah,
he
so
wasn't my cousin.
hold on. How
Potentially.
cousin-y were they? Like what
Like
were they
cousins.
first cousins?
Were they first cousins? I think they were. Yeah, I think so. But he came over from Germany to marry her, and then they had lots of kids. Obviously.
The old Black Prince,
Mhm.
Edward III's eldest son, he married my historical MILF, Joan of Kent, who I put in a novel.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might be slightly in love with the version of Joan of Kent that I created in the novel, but put that aside. Black
Tell
Prince.
us about Joan of Kent and the Black
Well,
Prince.
Joan the Fair Maid of Kent.
Mhm.
was sort of in the wider royal family under Edward III, so this is 14th century. And the Fair Maid was a title, it was a nickname, an unkind nickname. She was much married. So when she was young, she got married secretly to a guy called Thomas Holland, who went off and became a war hero. He was sort of poor knight to begin with, became a war hero and became very rich. In the meantime, because they got married secretly, Joan was sort of had an arranged marriage with the son of the Earl of Salisbury, who was the King Edward III's best mate, who she couldn't stand. Thomas Holland comes back from the wars. He's lost an eye, so he's got a patch, so he's all like kind of wary, and he's got some money now. And they're like, it's a shame, isn't it? So then they announce to the world that they actually got married first, and then so she forces through an annulment of her marriage to the Earl of Salisbury, and gets together with Thomas Holland, and fantastic, lots of kids. And then Holland dies, and then she marries her first cousin once removed, who's the Black Prince, who's the son of the king. And then her son is Richard II. But for me, Richard II is a good example of this is why first cousins probably shouldn't marry, because the lad's mental.
Let's just end that one there. That's great.
What were you expecting?
I don't
You've
know.
met me.
I know. Anyway, so before we finish the podcast, we like to ask every guest, what would you like to go down in history for? Make it niche, make it fun.
I'd like to be remembered, and this is factually accurate, as the only historian ever, the only historian who's DJ'd the Ministry of Sound.
What?
It's true. Under 16s night.
What? That's really nonsense. What do you mean? When was this? Why?
About 10 years ago. My mate Rick,
Uh-huh.
he was he reads the news now, but he was like super cool T4 presenter. That might have still been on when you were little, but he was a super cool kind of music TV presenter, and so he got going as a DJ. He got DJ gigs, and so he and we became a sort of DJ duo. And he'd be doing like selfies and autographs, and I'd be keeping it going. And so we DJ'd, mostly student nightclubs. Not impossible. I DJ'd a nightclub when you were a student.
Yeah.
And then one night we got booked to DJ the Ministry of Sound. As I say, it was under 16s night.
Did you get recognised as a historian though, if you were doing the student clubs?
I would love to tell you that I did, but it was I wasn't as famous back then.
That's cool. I feel like I want to be a DJ now, so now I can say I'm...
Katie, you definitely could. Just get a DJ agent and you'll be at like the Forge in Sheffield on a Tuesday night playing fucking Britney.
I can't wait.
Getting 2,000 quid. I mean,
I've never had that answer before, so...
if that's all it's got going for it, I'll take that as a compliment.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. What the fuck?
Don't laugh while you're saying it.
Is there anything else you'd like to plug while you have the spotlight? Go.
Just listen to History's Greatest Fails, starring me, Dan Jones, and my great friend Elizabeth Day. You're going to love it.
Where can you listen to it on?
You can listen to it on all the podcast platforms, or even watch it on YouTube, which I recommend.
Wow. Is that it?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Write loads of books
and stuff?
Just read them. They're fantastic.
Where can you get those? Waterstones, go on. I'm helping you, go on.
You're helping. You can read all of my many books, fiction and non-fiction, if you go to good booksellers, including Waterstones. But really, any good bookseller worldwide will sell you one. Why not?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for coming on.
My
Only
pleasure.
historian, and we've not really talked about history. Thank you so much, Dan Jones.
No more historians.
Fab. Right, I'll do a quick outro. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of The History Diaries. You can watch us every Tuesday at 5 o'clock at The History Diaries on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I think that's it. Bye. See you next week.